short and simple, easy for you to understand. Today's topic is age, income, need, and want. Talk about. I've been running into people who want life insurance at the age of 82 because they have nothing in place. Well, by that time, you're a lot older in life, and the premium is not going to be anything close to what you would have paid for if you were a lot 40 years younger. So, the reason why you want to put something in place now is because premiums go up with your age and your health. Yes, the older you become, the more it's going to cost for you to be protected. Why? Health issues, medical history, bad habits such as being a tobacco smoker, prescribed medications for your health issues. These things play a vital role in what you could qualify for and how much it's going to cost you. Age and health. This is why you want to put something in place now. If you're not great with finances, you're not the type of person that has 6 months to a year living in emergency funds stashed away. This is something that you want to look into right now. Right now. Because life is unpredictable. You never know what's going to happen in life. Our health, anything can happen. One, you want to put something in place before you're diagnosed with a terminal illness. The reason why, if you became sick, God forbid, I don't want to see no one sick because I've experienced this before with family members. It's very tragic. But if something were to happen to you, such as being diagnosed with a terminal illness, you want to make sure you have a whole life policy in place. Why, you say? Why whole life? Why I can't do term? Well, this is the reason why. Term policy. Think about it. The word term, it means that it's only good for a term. It will come to an end. They expire. There's no benefits in a term policy except for the money that you've lost, unless you have a CBO 100 with the return of premium. Other than that, with a whole life policy, you can get a percentage of this money if you become diagnosed. So if you have a life insurance policy, a whole life policy for $100,000, you can get anywhere between 50 to 75% of that money advanced to you. One, this will help cover your essentials, your mortgage payment, your rent, your car payment, your medical bills, your essentials. So you can relax while you have to do what needs to be done to take care of yourself, right? Do you have an emergency fund set aside for at least 6 to 8 months? What does your job offer you? What happens if life happens? Will it be enough to protect you and your loved ones? These things you need to really think about because they do happen. So you know what happens? Let me tell you what happens. You want $20,000 in coverage. You're between the age of 50 to 75 plus years old. You've had a stroke. You have uncontrollable diabetes. You have circulatory issues. You have been in a hospital for heart issues numerous times for the past 2 years. You've been taking 3 different medications and you're a smoker. And I repeat this at the bottom because I need for you to let this information sink in. You want $20,000 in coverage. You're on a fixed income. You have no money set aside. You didn't plan for the future, but you have diabetes, you have suffered a stroke or heart attack, you have issues. Let that sink in. Now you want a policy. You want a policy, but you're between 50 and 80 years old. Remember, you have those issues. If you don't have all those issues, you've had some of those issues, the premium is still going to be affected because it's based off of two things. Remember, your age and your medical history, medications that you've been taking, bad habits that you have. Those things are still going to affect your premium. So you want a policy between the ages of 50 to 80 years old. You have a you're on a fixed income, you want a whole life policy, you have, like I said, your age and your medical issues working against you, and you only want to pay $25 to $75 per month. And you want immediate coverage because, hell, life happens. You may be gone within the next 72 hours. You want to have immediate coverage in place, right? You say my max is $65 and I want 20,000, but you only qualify between $5,000 and $7,500. That may run you between $80 to $95 per month. So I need you to be realistic with your expectations, because the carriers, depending on who you go through to get qualified for, these rates of what you want, they're going to fluctuate. They may say, "Hey, I can't insure you for $20,000. You have all these issues, but I can give you probably about 8,000, maybe even 10,000." And the 10,000 policy still may run you between 65 to 80 plus per month. So these are things that you have to come to your realization about what you want versus not having insurance before you've gotten to a certain age and start having these issues in your life. So you have to really be open minded to what's available to you. So, what do you need? That's the question. What do you need and what can you afford? Now, your family, give your family a peace of mind. What you need, this will give your family a peace of mind, because now we're talking about, let's not worry about what you want. Let's worry about what we can get you covered for. What can you afford? You need to be very open and honest about what you can afford. The reason I say this is because if you start paying $84 a month for a whole life policy, in 2 to 3 years from now, you miss out on a couple payments. Maybe you can't afford it anymore. You need to be upfront and honest about that. You don't want to spend $84 a month in premium payments just for that policy to lapse. You will lose all that money if that policy don't have any cash value build up in it. Remember, you can, with a whole life policy, do a premium loan. What that means is that if you lapse on the payment and you have cash value build up in that policy, that cash value will take care of those premiums for a while. But you need to figure out, call your carrier, see how much money you have built in that cash value before you start to depend on it. Now, how would you feel if something were to happen to you today, knowing that you had nothing in place to protect your loved ones? I would suggest that you do your research, figure out what it is that you need, not what you want. If you would like a burial or a cremation, get enough for that, because your premium is going to be affected. Remember, age and medical history, medication that you may currently be on. Now, we'll give you some other information. If you haven't had any health issues within the past 10 years, maybe even within the past 2 years, you're no longer on medication, you no longer have these issues, you can still get insurance, and you may get lucky and luck up on something that you actually want versus what you need. And if that's the case, I suggest you start looking for insurance. The other thing is, don't be discouraged if you've had past health issues. I encourage you to still get some coverage. Because what we think we may not get qualified for or it's unaffordable, there is something that you possibly can qualify for. If you are a cancer survivor and have been in remission for a very long time, for at least 5 years or better, maybe even less than that, maybe it could be 2 years you've been in remission, going on your third year, you can get coverage. You may be on a modified policy, and sometimes you don't have to have a previous cancer situation to be on a modified policy. Those are tailored based off of your medical history and medications that you may be on. The fact that you probably had to spend a month or two in the hospital within the past 2 years. I mean, they will let you know what you qualify for. Don't get discouraged if it's a modified policy. Remember, it's not about what you want, it's about what you need to put some protection in place. Okay, those policies, if you were to pass away within 2 to 3 years, depending on which one you qualify for, your family will receive all those premium payments back. Depending on which carrier you go with, they will give you 5% up to 10% interest if you had passed away within the first year or the second year. And that interest fluctuates based off of who your carrier is. The second year, it will probably be 10% return of premium. But the third year, you have immediate coverage. Your family will be 100% covered. www.final-arrangements.com. Drop by the website, give us a like, give us a follow. Uh, I'm in the process of uploading more content. If there's something that you like to be discussed, please drop that in the comment section. Um, no negative comments. I would like for this to be a, a platform, a community of positivity, sharing information. If you have a question, if I don't know the answer, I will do some research and I will make sure that I answer your question accurately. I don't want to be giving out no misled information because something sounds good. It's just something sounds good and it's not realistic. That's not what I'm here for. I'm very honest. We're down to earth people and we're always here for our clients. So if there's anything you want to know, anything you would like to discuss, please drop that in the comment area. Nothing negative would be tolerated. Visit our website. I encourage you to fill that form out if you need some consultation, if you're interested in final expense for your loved one, for yourself. We are also able to write insurance for inmates. So, and that's not a difficult process to do. So if you have a loved one that's in jail or prison, a family member, a friend, someone that you know that has incarcerated individuals in their lives that need to be covered, please reach out to us. We're here to help always.